What I can see is that one of the strengths of this Jersey war tunnel is that the exhibits also present the occupation from the German point of view too. For many German troops, being on Jersey seemed like a holiday in a land of milk and honey. Some thought they had already reached the Isle of Wight. So you could see a lot of old scooters, motorbikes. It's all been used at that occupation time. So literally this invasion of England never came, and Hitler decreed that Jersey should be fortified to become a part of impregnable Atlantic defense. So actually this work began on this tunnel. It was built about 33.5 meters below the surface, the capacity for 500 like a wounded German serviceman. Actually, the 5,000 slave laborers were imported from Europe and North Africa to dig out this tunnel, and they literally worked 7 days a week, and they worked from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and the Germans, as I already mentioned, they ranked them according to their nationality. Germany tightened its grips on Jersey, and the number of occupying soldiers increased, and the nicknamed green flies by the locals because of their green uniforms. So the clock went forward an hour to Berlin's time. So you could see all the vehicles which drove on that period of time, and the vehicles drove on the right hand side of the road, and Germans were taught in schools. You could see all of these things which been literally depicted in a beautiful way, so that actually the resistance was totally impossible, because on this island, which is just 5 miles by 9 miles, there was nowhere to hide. Literally, nor did the Jersey people have any arms. Literally, the occupation ratio of 1 German soldier to every 4 Jersey people was literally suffocating. And even possessing a wireless to hear war news from England became an offense. And the population splintered, some people, they have more chocolate than others. So literally some people started collaborating with them. Some women who fraternized with the German soldiers were labeled as jerry bags. So after the D-Day and the Allied invasion of Normandy, the locals hoped for a liberation, but the Admiralty stood by their view that the Channel Islands were of no strategic importance. The Normandy was liberated and Paris fell and the Battle of Bulge was won, and still there was no liberation. So this is all the history about the war, Nazis' occupations, and you could literally see each and everything which is been exhibited clearly in like a separate rooms in this war tunnel. So now we are just moving ahead, seeing each and every room, finding out what it has been mentioned about. So now this is the next room. So you could see this is a what we say the operation theater. Yeah, you could see the operation table there. It's like a mini operation stuff, like all the, I would say the back, like long back operation tables, and it's been like exhibited wonderfully to get an idea about, because this war tunnel was later converted into a military hospital. So that's these are all those things. So you could see each and everything about the how that operation theater looked like and what all the things inside. Yeah, it's beautiful. I would say all these things have been put up very like in a good way that you understand everything, and you could see the old medicines, bandages, and you could see all the sterilizing equipments which been used by them at that period of time. I would say it's totally amazing. Now we are just entering into a house which is literally a replica of 1940s. So you could see the old food stuff, tomatoes, the wine bottles being put up in the cupboards, and you could see the old utensils which is being used up on that time, and all the fruits, they have been put up in glass shelves. It's literally give an idea about the interior of those interior of the houses, and it's literally there is like a screen where someone just saying about how's the life on those particular time. So this what the recreation of Jersey's home during their occupation literally gives us an insight into the make-do and Mendel mentality that kept the residents going throughout those dark years. So you could see the dresses, everything. It's all been put up in a clear way, and all have a beautiful descriptions, and you could literally walk along those and read through it, and I think you could understand each and everything beautifully. Now you're just seeing a classical room of a soldier. So you could see all these wireless talkies and everything, the foods, the shaving stuff and everything you could literally see in front of you. And there is like a study table, like a board, and there are like wireless stuff and everything to get information about the war and everything. And now we are just entering into a air raid shelter. This is the place where they go for shelter during the air raid time. So you could literally feel the conditions, especially the noises and bleakness of that situation which they faced during the World War II inside this shelter. They have done it amazingly well, I would say. I don't know you remember what I said before about jerry bags and stuff. So there are some local girls who tried to make some relationship with the German soldiers, and they get some special privileges in entering some parties and presents and get some jobs for their loved ones. So they were branded as jerry bags, I mentioned earlier. So but the other islanders literally didn't trust them. So when we think about the secrets they share with their boyfriends, so I think it gives a lot of information to the German soldiers by the way of doing like that. So as the condition worsened up, the supplies reduced on the islands, and the mistrust was rife among the islanders, especially with the German forces actively encouraging people to inform on each other. So you could see a lot of exhibit which shows some anonymous letters written by informers, and they are talking about some of the fatal consequences they had. I literally remember a old saying, when patriotism touches a man's pocket or his stomach, it often evaporates. I think it's what happened there also. We could read plenty of real stories which have been shared regarding the attempts of corporations and resistance. And I don't know, would you have risk resistance knowing that you would be putting your life and the life of your family in danger? I think many islanders arrested for resistance activities and were deported to concentration camps where they literally perished. So literally there are a lot of stories regarding that, and it really highlights about those stories which are, some of them are successful, some of them are unsuccessful stories of resistance, I would say. So now we are just moving ahead. So now we are just going to see the unfinished tunnel. So this walkway is just a continuous walkway. So there are literally rooms showing and exhibiting a lot of things, especially the old uniforms. This is the place they exhibiting the uniforms and the things they have used during their working times. And after that, we are now just heading to see the unfinished tunnel. Actually, this unfinished tunnel gives a gloomy space, and it gives an insight into the appalling conditions which is suffered by the forced laborers on their 12-hour shift. So you could see some holograms of laborers toiling in dark and dangerous condition amidst falling rocks which are very chilling. I don't know how many of you could literally see that, but it was quite dark at that point of time. but we could literally see some very hard rocks, and I think it's very difficult, especially the oxygen levels were so low over there, and I don't know how these people made up this big tunnel. So this is another thing, which is, we call it as an OT gallery, which gives an idea about how this tunnel made. It's like a, what we say, it's like a presentation stuff. It actually, we could say it's an impressive interactive exhibit which reveal more about this prolific engineering organization, its methods, and the people who, willingly or not, worked to build Hitler's Atlantic Wall and change the face of Europe forever. So we literally spent some time and seeing all these interactive exhibit. So you could see the workers came from different parts of the world and they have been treated differently, and all these things have been beautifully exhibited in a, like what we say, in a good way, I would say. So in front of you, you could see the timings, especially the working time of each person, like the 12-hour shift, and what all the things they get in return of their work, their salary, and how they are treated. Everything is beautifully mentioned. So after that, the unfinished tunnel, this OT gallery and everything, there is the siege. In this one, I would say, after the D-Day landings of British troops in June 1944, Jersey folk held out high hopes for an end to this occupation of their island. But as the months dragged on and French ports fell, the condition on the Channel Islands got even more worse. Especially the stocks of the most essential goods is literally exhausted by the middle of 1944. And these islanders faced starvation as the occupying forces felt that providing supplies for civilians was not their responsibility. At the same time, Churchill refused to send Winston Churchill. So he refused to send supplies to Jersey and wanting the German garrison to be starved into submission, even though the islanders would also suffer. So he made a statement, let them starve. We literally like seeing all those exhibits and just walking through each and every rooms and seeing what the stories they are gonna say us. And I think there are a lot of informative stuff, so I literally just recorded everything when I went at that point of time. This is actually the interior of the hospital, so you could see the nurses, and this is all like observation beds, and this is like a mini theaters, and you could see a doctor looking into something, we would say a surgeon looking into something. It's all been well displayed, I would say. And there are a lot of tourists especially visiting this Jersey War Tunnel. I think this is like a must visit place when you visit Jersey, to get some idea about the Jersey Island and how those people lived there during the Nazis' occupation. So we continued walking through the tunnel. each and every room tells a story about the occupation. This room, I would say there are a lot of exhibits of paper, what we say the paper war. So you could see all those proclamations and each of the restrictions regarding fishing, everything is been literally depicted there. You could see there are something mentioned about you should not use wireless, you should not do cycling, you should not go for fishing. Each and everything they have been mentioned there. So yeah, that's in this room, that's the main stuff. I don't know how to explain each and everything. You could literally, there are a lot of things you could literally see and experience by yourself. These all are the old typewriting machines used on those periods. This is all these proclamation stuff regarding all sort of restrictions, and yeah, it's mainly those stuff, I would say. After that we just moved on, and now in this room they mostly exhibited about the D-Day. I think I already explained you about the D-Day, and I think yeah, that's what they mentioned about in this room, and it's been clearly depicted in well informative manner. Actually, these exhibits and displays in these tunnels brought out the World War II history to literally in front of you. I would say the experience I had is very thought-provoking stuff as one gets involved and entwined in the wartime lives of locals of Jersey. So I would say if you are visiting Jersey, do add to your must visit place on this island, because it's totally informative and tells the story of everything A to Z. So now you could see the helping aids from different parts of the world in regards to the depreciation of goods and the shortage of, like what we say, shortage of supplies. There was a lot of help from different parts of the world that been put up here. So yeah. Actually, in this area, you could see there are a lot of charity from Red Cross Society, from Canada, and everywhere. They sent a lot of supplies. Actually, the Channel Islands were cut off from everything because all supply routes comes through the France, and there were literally, these islanders were in hunger and desperation. So they were in a desperate times, and they became that, like, literally there was no, like, there was a lot of food shortages, and with no knowledge of when this war would end. So I would say, like, literally now we are in the dark, so literally the island was entered in its darkest times, I would say. Yeah, we just continued walking all throughout the tunnel. We literally read all those informative stuff exhibited on the walls, and I think there is a place now. Yeah, now you could see the unfinished tunnel right in front of you. I think now you get some idea about the depth of tunnel and the intensity of it. So yeah, this is some part of that unfinished tunnel. So yeah, you could literally see everything right now in front of you. This is the portion where there is the unfinished part. Yeah, this is exactly what I want you to show to you. Okay, now we are just entering the Liberation Day. That is the end of that occupation. So I think this tunnel is quite a long one. So yeah, now I think this is the happiest part of it. So after that unconditional surrender of the German forces at the end of the war on 7th May 1945, the islanders in Jersey has 2 more days to wait for their liberation. So this part of the Jersey war tunnels uncovers exactly what happened during those 2 final days of occupation and how the islanders celebrated once their freedom finally came. After 5 years of occupation, British forces arrived to free the Channel Islands, and there are a lot of pictures which depicts the scenes of happiness and relief which characterize the most wonderful of the days, and especially the tunnels, which is still marked by a public holiday and celebrations today. I think, and you could see all the stories of different peoples, how their life and everything, and we took some random pics which with all those soldiers and everything. And I would say that's all about this Jersey war tunnel. I think I have made it so long because it's quite a long tunnel. So I think it takes roughly about, I would say, 2 to 3 hours to to read through it and get some idea about the Jersey War Tunnel. I think hope you enjoyed today's video, and I would say we will continue exploring the Jersey Islands in the upcoming videos, and will stay updated. Okay, so if you have any ideas to boost our channel, please let us know. And yeah, thanks for watching us. Hope we haven't bored you with all those histories, but I think it's quite a worth place to visit if you are in Jersey. So that's all about today's video, and it's me Abil and Hannah signing off today. Take care. Bye.